Welcome to PUC second year students. Today let us study the chapter number 3, that is production and cost. In production and cost, today let us study the ISOQUANT. What is ISOQUANT and what ISOQUANT curves indicates and what the examples are taken for the output to produce output or the inputs, and what factors are or factors of productions are taken to produce, and let us understand the isoquant curves with the two factors of productions or combinations of two factors of productions producing outputs. The same level of output is given in this diagram. First of all, we have to understand the meaning of ISOQUANT. ISOQUANT. What is ISOQUANT? ISOQUANT means the set of all the possible combinations of the two inputs that yields the same maximum level of output is called as the ISOQUANT. Once again, what is ISOQUANT? The set of all the possible combinations of the two inputs that yields the same maximum level of output is called as the ISOQUANT. ISOQUANT means it is the set of all the possible combinations of the two inputs that yields the same maximum level of output is called as the ISOQUANT. And what ISOQUANT curve represents? The ISOQUANT curve indicates or represents the different combinations of the two factors of productions which can yield equal level of output to the producers of a given period. Once again, what the ISOQUANT curve indicates, the different combinations of the two factors of productions which can yield the equal level of output to the producers given period. For example, when the factors of productions such as land or labor and capital, when the factors of productions such as labor and capital are combined in different proportions, put to use, they yield the same level of output, since any combinations of these factors yield the same level of output. It is called as the ISOQUANT. ISOQUANT. Examples once again. When factors of productions are such as labor and capital are combined in different proportions to put to use, they yield the same level of output, since any combinations of these factors yield the same level of output. It is the examples. And now we can understand with the help of a diagram. The ISOQUANT can be explained with the following diagram. This is the ISOQUANT diagram. The OX axis represents the labor, and Y vertical lines or the Y axis represents the capital. In this diagram, there are three ISOQUANT curves: IQ1, IQ2, and IQ3. And there are two factors of productions put to use, or different combinations of the proportions give the same maximum level of output. It means the two factors of productions are, one is labor, another one is capital. Another one is capital. If these two inputs combinations give the same maximum level of output. How? The labors and capital are used to produce output. In this diagram, the L2 or L1 and K2 or K2, L1 and L2, K1 gives the same maximum output. These are the combinations in different proportions. K2 and L1 or L1 and K2, L2 and K1, it gives same level of output. Because of K2 and L1, K1 and L2 is on the ISOQUANT curve 1. It gives same maximum output. Same maximum output. And keeping one factor fixed, that is K1 capital, keeping fixed capital at K1, keeping capital fixed at K1 and increase the labor to N3. Keeping one factor fixed and increase one factor L3 to L3, and we reach the higher ISOQUANT curves. That is, more output can be produced. How? Keeping one factor fixed, increasing one factor, that is keeping one factor fixed and increasing one factor, means keeping the capital fixed and increasing the labor, and keeping and to produce, to output lesser and lesser of amount of the one factor to increase the output, and we reach the higher ISOQUANT curve IQ2. IQ2 gives same maximum output. This is outputs. As we keeping lesser and lesser and using more and more, one more factor, we have to, or the production will increase or output will increase. So the indifference or higher ISOQUANT curve is Q2. When the marginal products are positive with the greater amount of one output, the same level of output can be produced only using a lesser amount of the other. Therefore, the ISOQUANT curve sloped negatively. The ISOQUANT curve sloped negatively. So, the ISOQUANT curve indicates the U2 inputs to put use, they yield the same maximum or give the same maximum output. It is called as the ISOQUANT curves. This is enough. And without forgetting, you have to remember till the examinations, there will be asked the question, what is ISOQUANTs? You explain the ISOQUANTs with the help of a diagram with examples. You have to give the examples and give the meaning of ISOQUANTs and draw the diagram and explain it well. Then you will get the more marks. And lastly, I request you all the students, please subscribe my channel. If you are medium of Kannada or English, whatever may be, first of all you have to subscribe my video. Then we will have my all videos, chapter number 1 and chapter number 2 and chapter number 3. So, good luck for all of you. And lastly, I request you must study. The examination is coming very soon. So you have to study perfectly and keep remember. Thank you.